Okay, we are back from lunch. This is part two of this week's special Independence Day 2017 Progressive Discussion Show. Part two. And I just want to start, well, besides working on the second Edmund Fitzgerald Porter by a Great Lakes brewery, which is near Cleveland, Ohio. All right. Edmund Fitzgerald Porter. I am going back to Yinling and saving myself a few bucks.
Yeah.
Yinling, America's oldest brewery, has a very good porter at a great price. Anyway, I just want to talk to you a little bit about why we started our talk show and pretty much what we're all about. This talk show that we've done in an audio sense, we since 2004. In a video sense, 2009. This talk show is based on a newsletter, which was founded and created and started in 1977 by my co-host sitting over here and mentor, the Reverend Dr. William J. Eisenman.
Hello.
It is called Censored. And it is a newsletter fighting censorship and conservative propaganda and delivering the type of news that most people are afraid to hear. Can you handle it? It is a progressive newsletter of real hard-hitting truth. So the best way to support this organization is to get your free annual subscription with your gift to support this work of Newsletter Censored. Just go to www.newslettercensored.com. I thank you. Now, let us begin with the balance of this holiday show, Independence Day 2017 week for progressive discussions.
Young Republicans hold significantly more liberal views of immigrants and immigration than their older counterparts, reflecting a difference consistent with white Americans, regardless of which political party they identify with, according to the latest American Values Atlas, a survey conducted by the Public Religion Research Institute survey. While 41% of Republicans of all ages believe immigrants face a lot of discrimination in the United States, the percentage increases to 60% among Republicans between 18 and 29 years old. That is a stark contrast to GOP voters of 65 years and older. Only a third of that group says immigrants experience discrimination. Researchers also found that 7% of white Americans of all ages. However, among Republicans, only for the youngest group between 18 and 29 is that view in the majority. Even 30 to 39-year-old Republicans are evenly split, 48 to 48%, on whether immigrants undergo a lot of discrimination. Overall, 63% of Americans say there's a lot of discrimination against immigrants. The most who say so of any group asked about in the poll, that includes transgender people.
Well, yeah, one was murdered in Georgia recently. A 18-year-old, a very young transgender a person was murdered, was shot to death in Georgia. You know, there's a problem now. These hate crimes are growing.
62%. Black Americans, 57%, and gays and lesbians, 58%. Greg Goldstein, 20. And Ryan Kromsky, 24, are in the generation of Republicans that say immigrants face discrimination. Immigration has been the basis of the American society. And to this day, immigrants offer a great deal to the workforce, economy, and overall success of America. Kromsky, a former Maryland student who founded the group, agrees. These hard workers, bright students, and aspiring capitalists should be welcomed with open arms, the same way that Americans are welcomed abroad, said Kromsky, who graduated in 2015 and is now a financial systems analyst in Washington. Closed-minded Republicans need to expand their perspective to see how immigrants are helping us all create a better America.
Well,
I believe.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Good.
I believe that this will change with the younger generation of Republicans.
Younger generation of Republicans? Oh, young people are going for democratic socialism by leaps and bounds, and rightfully so.
Both Kromsky and Goldstein favor a more inclusive approach than their older Republican counterparts to immigrants in general. Regardless of their legal status, the age gap among Republicans also surfaces on gay rights. 54% of Republicans between 18 and 29 believe gay and lesbian couples should marry.
Excuse me.
While half as many Republicans older than 65 agree.
The lazy, crazy, hazy days of summer? Or is it the hazy, lazy, crazy? Something like that. A song. Oh boy.
What the hell that has to do with younger Republicans being more liberal? I don't know.
Well, me burping from craft beer kind of reminded me of the lazy, hazy, crazy days of summer. I don't see any young person, any millennial in their right mind, unless they are born rich, that would favor right-wing conservative ideas. I read an article yesterday that says that most young people are leaning very far to the left, which is a good thing. But the problem is they're not voting. Less Americans are getting to the polls, whether you're a racist, redneck, evangelical imbecile that wants to vote Republican, or whether you are an intelligent millennial college student that wants to vote Democratic Socialist or Democrat. Regardless, not enough people are voting. With every successive major election year. Major election. Okay. All right. You want to be a wise guy and make fun of my lazy, hazy, crazy days of summer? Well, that's it in an oyster shell. I will have
change of pace
I will have some New England clam chowder. Speaking of oyster shell, I will have a nice big pot of New England clam chowder spiked with extra clams when I go home. Yeah, change of pace, tomato paste.
Yeah. Dear Abby.
Oh.
I am a single 38-year-old woman.
Okay.
I haven't been in a relationship in more than 10 years.
And like most older women on online dating, they will be very nitpicky and demanding on their profiles. And they will be obsessed, and I repeat, obsessed with a man's income and his ability to entertain them. That's the trend that I notice with online dating. Money, money, money. Materialism. The material world is what people are living in, not the spiritual world. Go ahead.
Because of school, work, and kids. Lately, since I graduated, I have been on a string of blind dates.
That's not good. Blind dates. Hey, jabroni, listen to me. There's something called Skype or Google Hangouts. Always verify the person on video calls before you meet them. It will save you much wasted time. Plus, is a big safety factor also in getting to know somebody on a video call.
Men seem to want to hold my hand.
No, they want to do more than that. I got news for you.
Touch my hair.
Ew, touch what else they want?
Stroke my arm.
Ooh. Getting close.
Right away.
You know what this means? The old blackthorn shillelagh?
When I say I don't like it, they say they are just being affectionate.
Yeah, they're being seductive. Is this the first date they're doing this?
Because they like me.
Is this the first date? Yeah, but a woman is supposed to give a man signals to allow such advances.
Liberties.
Yes. Liberties yeah, liberties. That's it.
I am a cerebral person.
Does that mean a deep thinker? Somebody who thinks, analyzes, analytical?
Yeah.
Oh, like us.
Using the brain.
Oh, that's us. We're very deep, analytical people.
I have fallen in love with men who are not conventionally attractive because they appeal to me intellectually. See,
women have very strange tastes compared to men. Men are easy to figure out. They want a girl who looks like a car show model or swimsuit model. They want a girl that, you know, that looks hot, like a Hustler magazine chick.
Until I feel some sort of rapport.
Rapport.
I might as well be asexual.
Well, then pay for your own fucking half of the date. If you're going to be... I
am not turned on.
Well, then pay for your own half of the date.
And I do not want to be touched.
Then pay for your own half of the date.
My dates, my friends, my family say this means I'm not ready for a relationship. What do you think? Is it unreasonable to want to feel a connection with someone before exchanging touches? What is the likelihood of success in courting when everyone keeps their hands to themselves in the beginning?
You know what, guys? Order one of those new cyborgs. What are those new real feel Android women from Japan? You know, the Japanese company that's making these androids with silicone skin and all that. If you're going to get aggravated, then the chemistry's not there. You know, if the chemistry is something that just happens, it's magical. It's either there from day one or it's not. I don't care how many scientific, psychological questions that puffy-faced old geezer from eHarmony asks. I don't care how many questions. Nothing comes close to old-fashioned chemistry being just something that works. And you know it from the first date.
Here is our Abby's answer. I'm not sure I agree with your friends and family. A date may get the impression that you're not ready because the way you are delivering your message may come across as rejection.
Standoffish. She's standoffish, right?
Try telling them exactly what you told me. That unless you feel an intellectual connection, being touched makes you uncomfortable. Okay?
Okay. Tomato paste. That was the end of that.
Yeah.
She sounds very standoffish. She might not be ready.
Well,
if she's being that
it's always a possibility.
if she's being that picky and that
yeah, but remember, these are first dates. And the guy could just be, you know, coming on too strong. First date.
Yeah, but if there's chemistry, touching hands and a kiss is not
yeah, but
it's not taboo if the chemistry is right.
But there ain't no chemistry on her part.
Well, then it works both ways, just like the Star Trek episode.
So that's it.
With that kid Charlie was his
Charlie.
name? He told Charlie. He says Captain Kirk says, Charlie, you know, it's got to go both ways. It's not all you. A woman's got to feel the same way. You know, that was wise advice.
Well,
you know, I mean, it takes two to dance the tango. You know, with chemistry, the fireworks can't always be on one side.
If only one has the chemistry, then you know it's not going to work.
No, it takes like when I lit the match before.
Oh,
the sulfur tip of the match rubs up against the whatever the fuck that thing is. The striker that causes the spark to ignite the sulfur. Without the striker, without nothing to rub the sulfur tip on, there's no flame is going to take place.
Yeah.
So just think of the man and the woman being one is the match.
Hey.
You know what? Let's make the man the match because it's
he's
like
a little
penis.
too
It looks
hot
like a little
already.
tiny penis anyway.
Well, he's already hot. He's already handling her, for God's sakes. You know?
Well, maybe he does that when he goes shopping. Maybe squeezes
handles the fruit.
Maybe squeezes the honeydews and the honey don'ts. Hold on, where's my levity bells? Gotta have levity bells for a holiday show. Oh man. You know, I don't care what any of these assholes say online. This is a one-of-a-kind show. It really is. We give everyone everything. Unrehearsed. Ad-lib 100% the show.
Have these celebrities gone haywire? Kathy Griffin displays the severed head of President Trump.
Kathy Griffin dropped her drawers on the David Letterman show one time.
Madonna wants to blow up the White House.
She does.
Shakespearean actors gleefully stab Emperor Trump to death.
What about what Johnny Depp said recently?
Alec Baldwin, a buffoon himself, portrays Trump as a buffoon. And Jim Carrey declares comedians are the last voice of truth.
Especially the king, the political king of all comedians, the late great George Carlin. Wait a minute. Alec Baldwin does a fantastic job of impersonating Donald Trump. And that guy who does Putin on Saturday Night Live. Actually, Saturday Night Live has been made great again, not America.
That's true. Thank you, Trump. Parallel to these people are the angry columnists who forsake the intellectual high ground to viciously attack Trump as a bigot, sexist, fascist. Their losing candidate, Hillary Clinton, cannot accept her defeat without trying to explain it over and over. Democrats, believing the sky is falling, get tangled in reports about possible Russia collusion, investigations, probes, and impeachment. It's Hollywood and Follywood perfect together.
You know what? I like that word. That's very appropriate. Follywood. Some have used the term Holly Weird, which is also good.
In the meanwhile, Trump ignores the clamor, rolls back Obama's restrictions on business and climate change, wants fair trade agreements, funds the military, and warns Europe to do more to protect itself. This is a determined president.
Wow. Time flies when you're having fun. It's almost that bewitching hour already.
Mm-hmm. It's a bit late for this bluster from Governor Christie. Months ago, it seems, Christie announced he wanted to tap Horizon's reserves.
Really?
Thievery is not good governance. His efforts are a waste of government's resources. A better use of his time would have been solving New Jersey's fiscal mismanagement.
Well, then that would be progress from a progressive politician. That would be something that moves forwards. My problem is that all of two of New Jersey's Democratic candidates for governor were former Goldman Sachs employees. They were Wall Street men. Two of them.
Yeah.
Now, how's what's the other guy? Gottheimer?
Gottheimer is already in Congress.
He's a New Jersey state congressman.
He's already in.
He's Democrat, right?
Yeah.
He's
Phil Murphy was running for.
Yeah, but Gottheimer is not. Is he a former Wall Street man? Not that I know of.
Who knows?
Well, who the hell knows?
You know,
Barbara Buono should make a comeback now, but she did fantastic when she debated Chris Christie in all the debates that they had together. Several.
it was tragic to see young Americans enjoying a friendly game of softball being attacked and shot by another American, supposedly for belonging to the opposing political party. What has happened to my old America, where everyone was about his normal day after the presidential election? In the new America, 8 months after the presidential election, the losing Democratic Party is still troubled now over President Trump's relations with Russia. In the new America, with computers, hackers, and cyberspace, anything is possible. Not only in America, but all over the world. At all elections, independent hackers are elated. However, what really disappoints me is to see our local congressman, Representative Bill Pascrell Jr., after 20 years in Washington, determined that Trump's tax returns are the most troubling aspect of this election. Even after the IRS has confirmed that Trump's tax returns are in order, it's easy to see why drugs
You okay? You didn't get buzzed on the Edmund Fitzgerald Porter, did you?
It's easy to see why drugs, guns, murders, robberies are rampant when our national leaders could care less.
Well, if it doesn't involve their bank account and their immediate family, they could not care less.
What do the leadership styles of Donald Trump and Senate Republicans have in common? The leadership styles of both is to operate in secrecy, confusing the presidency for a reality show. Trump threatened James Comey by saying there might be tapes of our conversation. 6 weeks later, Trump tweeted to the world that he doesn't have any tapes.
Okay.
On the Senate side, 13 Senate Republicans wrote a draft health care bill released on the 22nd of June. Why the secrecy on such important legislation? Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer called the legislation a wolf in sheep's clothing and meaner than the House version. These two leadership styles are destroying the American ideal of democracy.
We're an embarrassment to the world. But you voted them in, America. So don't complain about how much of an embarrassment we are.
Is that it, sir?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. Let's call it a week. Oh, boy. Oh, thank you for joining us, everyone, for this week's special Independence Day for the United States of America 2017 Holiday Week show. You have just viewed part 2 of Progressive Discussions.
Yeah.
This is our first ever in all these years, our first ever live show and live show in high definition. So, what can I say? It's historic. It's a historic part 1 and part 2 Progressive Discussions. It's different. Things are done differently, like you just witnessed, compared to our past shows that were pre-recorded and not done live. All right?
All right.
So, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Have a good one. Oh, have a happy and safe Independence Day, which is this Tuesday. Will be July 4th. And I dedicate the show, both shows, to my mother, Rosemary. Happy birthday, Mom. I love you. Happy birthday, Mom. July 4th. All right. Lazy, lazy, crazy days of summer.